My name is Ethan Cole, and I used to think I had it all figured out. A steady job, a small house we built together, and a wife who made life feel like sunlight after rain. Lila and I were high school sweethearts. She laughed easily, loved fiercely, and always believed the world had something beautiful waiting for us. That night, we were driving home from her doctor's appointment. She was 3 months pregnant and our first child. We talked about baby names, about building a swing in the backyard. Then headlights flashed, screeching tires, metal twisting, darkness. I woke up in the hospital, a white ceiling, the smell of antiseptic, and Lila's voice sobbing somewhere near my ear. "Ethan, can you hear me?" I tried to move, but nothing happened. The doctors said my spinal cord was crushed. I was paralyzed from the waist down. In one night, I lost the use of my legs, and slowly I began to lose everything else too. The days that followed blurred together. Therapy sessions, machines, endless pain. But the worst pain wasn't in my back. It was in Lila's eyes. She tried so hard to be strong and feeding me, helping me sit up, hiding her tears when she thought I was asleep, but I could feel her slipping away. Her father came often, wearing that look of pity mixed with disgust. One day he pulled me aside and said, "Ethan, you're half a man now. Don't drag my daughter into this misery." I told him to get out. But deep down, I feared he was right. A few weeks later, I woke up to an empty hospital chair where Lila should have been. The nurse handed me a note. "I'm sorry. I love you. Please don't hate me." That was it. No goodbye kiss. No last look. Just silence. The woman I loved gone with our unborn child. I spent the next year learning to survive without her. Physical therapy broke my body, but loneliness broke my soul. I'd wake up reaching for her, then remember the cold truth. I'd stare at her photo on my bedside, whispering, "Why'd you leave me, Lila?" Friends stopped visiting. Family drifted away. People don't know what to say to a man who lost everything. But somewhere between the pain and the silence, I found a kind of rhythm. I learned to wheel myself into the kitchen, burn a few omelets, then finally learn how not to. I started drawing again, designs, buildings, anything to fill the emptiness. I even found work online, drafting homes for people who'd never know I couldn't walk into one myself. Yet every night, I still looked at that empty doorway, hoping she'd walk through it. 10 years is a long time. Long enough to forget someone's laugh, but not long enough to stop missing it. Sometimes I'd dream she was beside me again, hair tangled, whispering my name. I'd reach out and she'd fade away like smoke. One evening, I found a box in the attic labeled E+L Forever. Inside, a dried flower from our wedding, a photo of her pregnant belly, and a letter I never mailed. I opened it. It said, "I'll wait for you no matter how long it takes." My heart broke all over again. I whispered to the empty room, "Lila, if you ever come back, I'll forgive you. Just come home." I didn't know then that someone was about to answer that prayer. 10 years too late. It was a stormy night, almost like that night 10 years ago. I was making tea when I heard it, a knock at the door. I rolled over, opened it, and froze. Lila stood there, soaked, shivering, holding a small suitcase. Beside her was a boy, maybe 9, maybe 10, with my eyes. "Ethan," she whispered, "please, don't shut the door." My throat closed. My heart felt like it forgot how to beat. "Lila, what are you doing here?" She looked at the floor. I didn't know where else to go. Then she turned to the boy. "This is Noah, he's our son." My world tilted. I felt dizzy, weightless. My son, the child I never met. He stepped forward shy. "Mom said you were a hero," he said. I couldn't speak. I just nodded and whispered, "Come inside." She told me everything that night. How her father had threatened to cut off all medical help, money and safety if she didn't leave me. How she'd discovered she was pregnant. But he'd hidden my letters, changed her number, kept her far away. How she'd finally broken free and only to find I'd moved, changed jobs and vanished into silence. "I wanted to come back," she said, her voice trembling. "But every time I tried, I was scared you'd hate me." I looked at her, tears burning my eyes. "Lila, I never hated you. I just missed you so much it hurt to breathe." Noah listened quietly, then said softly, "Does that mean we can be a family now?" Lila smiled weakly. "If your dad still wants us." I reached out, touching her hand. "You never stopped being my family, Lila. You just got lost on the way home." The next few weeks were strange, like walking through an old dream. Lila helped fix up the house. Noah filled it with laughter. For the first time in years, I woke up to the smell of pancakes instead of silence. We talked a lot. About the past, about the pain, about forgiveness. Some nights we cried. Other nights we laughed until dawn. I watched Lila with Noah, how she held him, how he leaned on her, and realized she'd carried this burden alone for so long. One evening I told her, "You don't owe me an apology anymore. We both lost years. Let's not lose anymore." She smiled through tears. "You really forgive me?" "I already did," I said. The moment I opened the door, she reached out, touched my face, and whispered, "Then let's build again from the ashes." Months passed. Spring came. The wheelchair didn't bother me anymore because life finally moved again. Lila started a small bakery downtown. I helped design the place. Noah painted the sign himself. Home baked by Mom and Dad. One Sunday, we sat on the porch, sunlight spilling through the trees. Noah was chasing butterflies, laughing. Lila turned to me and said, "You know, I used to pray you'd forgive me." I smiled. "You were already forgiven before you even knocked." She leaned closer, kissed me gently, and whispered, "Then let's never say goodbye again." I held her hand and looked at the boy who carried both our hearts. "We won't," I said. "We've already waited too long for forever." Soft fade out, piano plus heartbeat sound. Love didn't just survive, it came home.